The Marina Bay Street circuit has always been one of the most brutal arenas in Formula One, a place where heat, humidity, and relentless corners test not just machines, but the very endurance of drivers. McLaren enters Singapore with Piastri 25 points ahead of Norris and 69 clear of Verstappen, seemingly in command of the title race. But history has shown one truth: Max Verstappen never stays down for long. His wins in Monza and Baku have already reignited the championship fight, but now a new twist has emerged. Away from Formula One, Verstappen stunned the motorsport world by turning up at the Nürburgring and winning a GT3 race on debut, proving that his mastery extends far beyond F1. For McLaren, this is more than just a warning. It's a chilling reminder that Verstappen thrives under pressure, adapts to any car, and never backs away from a fight. And with Red Bull's latest upgrades starting to bite, the Dutchman is ready to transform the 2025 season into a nightmare for McLaren. This is the turning point, and you won't want to miss what's coming next, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, because this title fight could explode at any moment. Max Verstappen's most recent triumph didn't come on a Formula One circuit, and yet it may be the most important victory of his season. By turning up at the Nürburgring, entering a GT3 endurance race under the radar, and winning on debut against more than 100 competitors, Verstappen sent a message to the racing world: he is not just a Formula One champion, he is a racing phenomenon. This victory matters because it demonstrates that Verstappen is operating on a level beyond the championship table. It shows he can extract victory from any machine in any circumstance, and that versatility is exactly what makes him so dangerous as McLaren try to protect their fragile lead in the standings. To put things in perspective, Oscar Piastri currently holds a 25-point advantage over teammate Lando Norris and a commanding 69-point lead over Verstappen. On paper, that seems like a cushion. But numbers in Formula One can be deceptive. 7 Grand Prix and 3 sprints remain, and in modern F1 that is more than enough time for a champion of Verstappen's caliber to close the gap. Consecutive wins in Monza and Baku already prove he's on the rise again. And now, with the Singapore Grand Prix looming, the one circuit where Verstappen has never won the stage is set for a critical showdown that could redefine the season. What makes Verstappen so threatening at this point is not just his driving skill, but the psychological impact of his presence. Riccardo Patrese, a respected voice from F1's past, called Verstappen a throwback to an earlier era, a driver in the mold of Senna and Schumacher, able to dominate in cars that were not always the best on the grid. That comparison is no accident. Verstappen's Nürburgring outing had shades of the greats, a champion stepping into unfamiliar machinery, trusting pure instinct, and still delivering victory. For McLaren, who have so far relied on the calm and calculated approach of Piastri, that's a chilling thought, because while Piastri has been intelligent and consistent, Verstappen is proving he is unpredictable, adaptable, and relentless. Piastri himself has earned admiration across the paddock. He has displayed remarkable composure for such a young driver, especially considering the immense pressure of leading a world championship fight against Lando Norris and Verstappen. Patrese praised Piastri's ability to use his head, making strategic decisions such as accepting second place in Monza rather than risking everything for a win. That kind of maturity is why he leads the championship today. But there's a flip side. Playing it safe can keep you in control, but against a driver like Verstappen, who thrives on risk and seizing opportunities, caution can turn into vulnerability. If Piastri hesitates while Verstappen attacks, the points gap could shrink faster than anyone expects. Then there's the Norris factor. McLaren's decision to allow their two drivers to race freely has been refreshing for fans, but potentially dangerous in the long run. Unlike the explosive rivalries of Senna versus Prost or Hamilton versus Rosberg, Norris and Piastri maintain a respectful balance. But as Verstappen creeps back into contention, McLaren may face a brutal dilemma. Should they back one driver to maximize their championship hopes, or continue to allow their drivers to fight each other while Verstappen closes in? Patrese himself hinted that if Verstappen wins the next 2 races, Singapore and the United States, McLaren might have no choice but to impose team orders. And in Formula One, once a team starts choosing sides, unity can fracture quickly. For Red Bull, however, Singapore is both an opportunity and a threat. Historically, Marina Bay has been one of their weakest venues. Verstappen has never claimed victory here despite dominating almost every other circuit on the calendar. The unique demands of the track, brutal humidity, Maximum downforce requirements and the critical importance of qualifying have often exposed Red Bull's weaknesses. Helmut Marko himself admitted that Singapore will be the true benchmark of Red Bull's late-season revival. If the RB21 struggles under the lights, Verstappen's momentum could stall. But there are reasons for optimism in Milton Keynes. The floor upgrade introduced in Monza transformed the car's handling, and Verstappen himself admitted that the machine now feels amazing. His victories in Italy and Azerbaijan weren't opportunistic. They were dominant, controlled, and clinical. That suggests Red Bull have finally unlocked performance that had been hidden all season. If those gains carry over into Singapore, Verstappen may no longer be held back by the circuit's high downforce demands. And if he can finally conquer Marina Bay, the psychological impact could be devastating for McLaren. McLaren, meanwhile, find themselves in an unusual position. They are on the brink of securing the Constructors' Championship, yet the drivers' battle is anything but secure. A single retirement for Piastri or a strategic misstep for Norris could open the door wide for Verstappen. Zak Brown admitted as much, describing Verstappen as a disruptor in this title fight. It was meant as a compliment, but the undertone was clear. McLaren are nervous. They know Verstappen thrives on disruption. He's done it before, breaking Mercedes' dominance in 2021, and he looks ready to do it again in 2025. So, as the Singapore Grand Prix approaches, the stakes couldn't be higher. Piastri is the young lion trying to cement his dominance. Norris is the challenger caught between ambition and loyalty. And Verstappen, he is the predator in the shadows, sharper than ever, ready to strike when McLaren least expect it. If he wins in Singapore, the entire balance of the championship could swing in Red Bull's favour, turning what once looked like McLaren's coronation into a desperate fight for survival. So the question is this: is Singapore the track where McLaren finally stamps their authority on the championship? Or is it the place where Verstappen rewrites the script and turns 2025 into yet another chapter of Red Bull dominance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Can Piastri and Norris hold their nerve, or is Verstappen about to tear their title challenge apart?